Okay, Will Keys here with me, Brandon Perna, for the That's Good Broncos Pick'em episode, where we pick every single game that's happening this week. Broncos Browns coming up tonight. We already did the preview for that game yesterday here, so you can check that video out. So the Pick'ems is through Patreon. So the Patreon group has access to play against Will and I in the Pick'em League. Right now, Will and I not doing so well. Seem to be worse every single week. So we'll update you on the rankings as we get into this. Also on Patreon, I dropped my tailgate video there for you guys first. So you can check that out. Also, today's episode brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up over at DraftKings. Again, Will and I advise do not bet on the Broncos-Browns game. Very unpredictable, but a lot of other great lopsided, safe bets, I think, this week, as you will see once we get into the Pick'em. Before we start the picks, Will, some Deshaun Watson news sort of dropped yesterday. We thought maybe, the way NFL news happens these days, it is really annoying.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to decipher what's real, what's just a local writer trying to get the last bit of clicks before a piece of news becomes irrelevant. So John McClain, Houston Chronicle writer, Houston beat reporter, has been covering the Texans since their inception, I believe.
Covered the Oilers too, yeah.
Yeah. He was there when the Texans' parents copulated to create the team.
Mm-hmm.
He says Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins, almost a lock, could happen this weekend, likely will happen before the trade deadline. Then people were like, Tua's going to go to the Broncos. Tua's going to go to the football team. Tua's going to go somewhere. So we thought for a brief moment in time that the Tua to the Broncos rumors might be true. Don't think they are. Tua to Washington football team, that seems split. You've got Texans reporters saying, yes, that's a possibility. You've got Washington reporters saying no. So I don't know what to believe. And now today you've got people saying no way, no chance on earth Watson is moved before his legal issues are cleared up. So we just don't know. Do you have any specific thoughts on whether this happens before the trade deadline?
I can't tell you whether it's going to happen or not before November 2nd, but I can tell you it's very annoying.
Yeah.
It's really, it's obnoxious. And my plea to all the NFL reporters out there is to leave it alone until something tangible happens, please. Yeah. Because this is going to end up being probably the most complicated trade of all time.
Correct.
Given the circumstances and given, how do you adjust the compensation to the point where you feel like, if you're Houston, you're getting enough for a guy who's been a franchise quarterback, been one of the, top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. And B, if you're Miami, how do you save a little bit of face and protect yourself in case Watson, goes to jail or, other legal ramifications if the allegations are proven to be true in a court of law.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to cover there. There's a lot, there's a lot that can go wrong, and both sides need to find this middle ground that I think I do believe that like there have been talks, and it wouldn't surprise me to see if like this trade has been in the works for months, like 3 months. Probably.
Yeah. A couple things. Apparently, the Eagles have been the most aggressive in trying to pursue Watson, to the point where Howie Roseman allegedly sent an investigator down to Houston, but Watson doesn't want to play for the Eagles, which is interesting to me because the Dolphins seem like a shittier team right now to play for than the Eagles. But that aside, the only reason a team would be interested in trading for Deshaun Watson right now before the trade deadline is to mitigate the competition that would present itself if Watson is cleared of these charges and then is available, say, this offseason. So if you're a team and you want to take the chance on him, now is a less competitive time in terms of your ability to appeal to Watson as a destination. Other than that, it makes absolutely no sense to even think about trading for him until the legal situation is cleared up, because it's very serious, obviously, with 22 allegations. And they are allegations. Nobody's saying he is 100% guilty at this point. But it's a serious legal matter that if you're, I don't know, a respectable organization, you just stay away from until there's clarity there. So it is, we've talked about it so many times. It just feels like you're saying like the same 5 points every time. But if something will happen.
Shout out 5 points vids.
Yeah. It would happen before November 2nd, which is the trade deadline, if the Texans and a team are inclined to make a move now. And I think the only way it can happen is if the Texans agree to whatever compensation is offered, that is retracted if Watson is convicted. Like, like you can't be a team and take that chance.
I don't know
if convicted
like
or found guilty. However the civil suits work, I don't know. But
I don't know if there's like you can write in like conditional picks into a trade based on like legal.
I don't either. Findings.
I don't know. You can do it for stats and you can do it for games played, and
I'm sure they can. The NFL does whatever the hell it wants. Like,
I guess. I mean, you would make it. You would turn it into. You would turn it into games played, right? Because if he's convicted, you just don't play him. Obviously, he's
correct.
Not going to be able to play.
Correct.
So that, I guess that sorts itself out.
And I mean, you would have to give. You may have to give up a draft pick before you even see how the legal thing plays out, and then that draft pick could be used. Like, we don't know if this will be resolved in December, January, February, March, April, May, after the draft. Like, if this isn't resolved until after the draft, part of the compensation could be for this coming draft, and maybe that is, that might be a risk a team has to take. So in terms of like, okay, we'll give you the 2022 first round pick, and then boom, the Texans use it, and then Watson's found, guilty, and they're like, well, we already used the pick. Like, you can't get that back.
Yeah. And like, as impatient football fans, we're just like, it's been, 6 months since this news came out in the first place, and you're just like, okay, let's get the show on the road. Like, can we figure this out one way or another? And we kind of forget that our legal system just doesn't work that way, and
it's
probably
slow, and it was
for good reason.
Backed up because of the pandemic as well. Like, there's 2 uphill battles there, basically, time wise.
Right. But another point that I wanted to touch on was Tua.
Yeah.
Also, so I think the idea that the Broncos just immediately denied all of those rumors, and their official mouthpiece to the rest of the world came out and said, nope, these rumors aren't true. Here's my response to that. What are they supposed to say? Like, we're trying to trade for Tua right now.
We've already alienated Drew Lock. Let's piss Teddy Bridgewater off too.
A day before the game.
Yeah.
Like, this would be, it actually would be a perfect time to trade for Tua, to get the deal done like Thursday, which is today, and announce it Friday, especially if they lose, because then you have the long weekend, and you could probably play him in time for the Washington game. conversely, you could see a scenario where Washington trades for him and he plays against Denver next week.
Yeah. Oh,
A lot of different
whoa.
avenues here.
Crazy.
So there's a good chance that Tua is involved in, that game next week.
Let's just be clear here too. Tua is getting fucked in this situation if it's true. Like, screw the Dolphins.
Yeah,
because like the reports you're hearing are like that's a dysfunctional organization, and I almost made a video about how they're run really poorly. They've done like some things right, but I think at the top they're dysfunctional. Mm-hmm. And there are reports that I don't know if it's the GM or the whoever, that people have already given up on Tua as a quarterback. And it's like, how could you, like, I mean, I guess Drew Lock's in a similar-ish situation, but based on sample size and how long he's been allowed to play, like, you haven't given the guy even close to a fair chance to grow in the NFL, to show you what he's capable of. And under the circumstances, he's like Locke. He's done okay. It's not like he's been the worst QB in the league.
He's been better I think he's been better than Drew Lock.
Yeah, I mean,
the numbers would bear that out.
He was winning when he went in. It was ugly, but, and it's really, if Tua goes to Washington and then Washington has Tua and Fitzmagic again, it's just a weird situation.
Dumb situation. Like, I don't know. I tweeted yesterday because someone tweeted, why would anybody want to trade for Tua? And it's like, I don't know. Why are we giving up on a guy who was picked number 3 overall? Yeah, like I get, he was not the right pick over Justin Herbert. Yeah, you should have taken Justin Herbert. Hindsight's 30-30 or whatever. Everybody, the consensus pick was to take Tua over Herbert because everybody saw him play at Alabama. The injuries
are laughing at the Chargers for taking Herbert at the time.
Exactly, yeah. So this revisionist history is, really grinding. But the thing is, he's got a winning record with a bad offense. They had the 29th rushing offense last year. And a lot of it's weird because they're pulling him in and out of the game for Fitzpatrick, which is just like a tough situation to be in. And the irony is kind of strange for Tua because that's how he got his start at Alabama. But he's got a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Averages 7 yards per attempt. That can get better. But he's not surrounded with a ton of playmakers. I mean, they gave him Jalen Waddle this year, and that's been a pretty good connection thus far. And he's got good chemistry with Gesicki. But if you think about that Miami team, it's not
it's bad.
The greatest show on turf or anything.
They're bottom 5 in scoring on offense and scoring allowed on defense. And in that loss to the Jags, Tua completed 70% of his passes, 329 yards, 2 TDs, 1 pick. Like, you're not looking at that game and going, they lost because of Tua. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a multitude of reasons.
My question is, what would you give up to get him?
Tua?
Yeah.
Drew Lock and, I don't know, a second or third rounder.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. If you're the Broncos, I don't think I'd give up a first.
Because he's young and he needs to have a good team around him to grow and succeed. Like most quarterbacks in the NFL. It's like you need the same sort of formula you do right now with Teddy to win. I would say Teddy's better than Tua right now, but maybe
we're talking about a guy who's 23.
Is higher.
Right, we're talking about a guy who's 23 years old.
Yeah,
currently, so
he's young.
I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people were comparing him to Teddy. It's like, why do we think a quarterback is, has reached his ceiling through 12 starts or whatever? So my precedent here would be the Cardinals traded Josh Rosen to the Dolphins for the 62nd overall pick, which is a really late second rounder. So I think, if you're the Broncos and you expect to pick like early to, middle second round, I think a second rounder would probably get it done, plus a couple late rounders.
Might work.
And I think that probably worth it. If you're Denver, you have to keep trying. Just keep
Yeah.
trying. Just take
Yep.
a shot. And if Tua doesn't play well, if you can give him 9 starts and you realize, like it's just not working. Draft a
Fine.
quarterback in the first round.
Yeah. I mean, it's like based on like pedigree, like Tua is as risky as Justin Fields would have been to draft, right? Like you're taking the same chance there. So based on how those guys played in college, you like either one as a first round quarterback. So maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't, like you're saying. It's probably worth the risk. But at this point, who knows? Who knows if any of this is true? What we do know is true is our shitty pick'em record.
Not good.
Okay, so we got P Whoop still in first place. Dang. Billy
By
Bob Joe,
3
69
games.
25.
By 3 games. Wow.
Then you got Fred Barber, aka Weedem Boise, Travis Moody, Alex Lopez, Marco Palama, Juan Gonzalez, Leon Slavkin, Isaac Pasillas, and Dalton Macy. And as requested last week, let's go look at the bottom feeders here. Scott Kinder, I'm calling you as being, damn it, this is a bench warmer brew. Scott Kinder, last place-ish, or actually, no, I think Wes Hendry, 40 and 21.
Yeah, come on, Wes.
Come on, Wes, pick it up, Wes.
Embarrassing.
Okay, so we're going to go on and make our picks for this week. Let's see here. Make picks. Show me how to make them picks. Okay, we both picked the Browns to win.
Yes.
I think we stayed with that.
Sticking with it.
Sticking with it. Something you brought up yesterday, I think, is going to be a factor. 30 to 35 mile an hour winds expected today in Cleveland off the shores of Lake Erie. Might be an ugly game, might be a crazy game. Baker Mayfield will need surgery after the season on his torn labrum. So the Browns do get one of their tackles back.
Just get it now if you're Baker.
Wills is coming back, so
just get the surgery now.
Yeah, I mean,
oh well. It's not gonna, it's not gonna
so
happen.
There's a theme for the games this week. There are a lot of lopsided games, not a lot of good games. Starting with Washington going into Green Bay, just 2% of the people picking Washington. I think this is smart because what we thought would be top 5 defense is officially the worst defense in the NFL right now, statistically, in the Washington football team. They may be looking for a quarterback named Tua. They've got Taylor Heineke, who's, a little up and down. Just an underperforming team all around Washington because there's talent there. There's talent on defense. I think Antonio Gibson is a really good running back. Scary Terry, great receiver. It's just hard. It's probably quarterbacks a lot of the problem right now, but I can't say why Washington is playing as bad as they are right now.
Yeah, they seem like they'd benefit from some sort of a coaching shakeup. Like if you have that much talent on defense and they're the last defense statistically in the NFL, you might want to look at a coordinating change.
Yeah. So we'll take the Packers. Pretty easy choice here.
Yep.
They're banged up, but we like the Pack. Okay. This is actually, I think, an interesting game. You got the Chiefs going into Tennessee. Tennessee coming off a big win over Buffalo, of course.
Yeah.
Buffalo beat the Chiefs. Buffalo, Kansas City, in my opinion, in terms of the matchup problems they present for Tennessee, very similar, with the caveat being Buffalo has a better defense, and they still lost to Tennessee. That said, the way I know the NFL works is when you think things should progress in a certain direction, they don't. So I feel like Tennessee's offense will not be effective against the Chiefs' defense. for no real reason that anybody can explain, and the Titans end up losing this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here too. If I were the Titans, just Derrick Henry up the middle.
Just Derrick Henry
42 times.
Yeah, we'll pick the Chiefs. Again, like,
this is a watchable game.
Watchable game. I'm hoping Tennessee wins, obviously. I'm trying to find what's Kansas City's run defense at right now. Bottom 10, sixth worst, 133.2 yards per game. So again, listen to Will, Derrick Henry them to death.
Yes.
Titans have a shot, but I just feel like it's a non sequitur. It's just going to be a bad. I feel like the Chiefs are going to win this one easily for some reason. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like the Chiefs are they have to pick up steam at a certain point. And I think the Washington game will kind of propel them. I think, they probably, the Patrick or the Jackson Mahomes incident probably galvanized the locker room.
Yeah. Also, I saw a stat that said Sean McDermott was the first coach to ever go for it on fourth down in the red zone with less than like a minute left in the game or some shit. And, doesn't work out there.
3.
Something like that. Yeah. Down by 3.
Damn. Well, I still like the call.
Yeah. I like the call too. It's just like one of those things where I think the Titans got a little lucky to win that game. And then also the Titans have a bunch of injuries that concern me as well. Okay. Falcons, Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm surprised this isn't being played in London.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like after everything we just said about the Dolphins, can we really pick them here?
No, we got to take Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta trending slightly up-ish.
Yeah, they got something out of Kyle Pitts against the Jets. I think that'll continue to flourish.
Yep. And they get, oh my God, Russell Gage back into their lineup. I know because I had to do some finagling in my Patreon fantasy leagues this week to just get starting rosters on the field. Had a Cowboys and Bills heavy team. They're on buys. Justin Herbert is my QB. Chargers on buy.
Ooh.
So some rough weeks there. Yikes. Okay. Jets, Pats. God. The Jets are really bad.
Yeah, I don't think the Patriots are great either.
No, I put the Patriots as one of the worst teams in my power rankings this week.
Would you be shocked to see the Jets win?
No, I would not, but I think the Patriots are going to win this game.
Also, how many home games do the Patriots get this year? It feels like they've played every game at home so far.
Every game is in New England.
Yeah.
What the thing that can save the Jets is their defense, maybe.
Agreed. This is the second time they played already this season.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, who won the first game?
Oh, the Patriots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who did the Jets beat again? When I bet on them?
The Titans.
Oh, God. Yeah. What a fucked up season.
I know.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take the Patriots.
Yeah. We're gonna play.
I think it'll be a close 97% picking the Patriots. I get it. They're at home. The Jets offense is like bottom in everything. So that's why they'll lose. All right. Panthers, Giants. Ooh. Giants 1-5. Really banged up. Here's a stat for you.
Okay.
This season, 78 instances of players appearing on the injury report for the Giants. That is third worst in the league. Only the Ravens and Titans have more. Titans have had the most injuries show up on their injury report through the course of the season. 92 players, or 92 instances. Could be the same guy multiple times. Ravens 86, so Giants are at 78. This week, Barkley, Golladay, Kadarius Toney, all long shots to play. So the Giants struggling, even when some of those guys are on the field. I don't think that changes this week. And I like the Panthers getting back in the win column after 3 straight losses.
Yeah.
Also, they started practicing Gilmore this week. I'm not sure if he's going to play, but Panthers could get better as later in the season with McCaffrey, Gilmore, and even though we've kind of written them off, they could make a push late in the season.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the Panthers. Yeah, they are a very McCaffrey dependent team. But I mean, you're playing the Giants here. Giants seem like they're headed for a total blow up.
Top 5 pick.
Yeah, top 1 pick maybe. Who knows?
New GM, new coach, new
GM if they're smart.
Yeah, we'll take Panthers.
Yeah, this is the Panthers' revenge game against Dave Gettleman.
Yes. All right, here we go. Bengals, Ravens. 86% of the people taking the Ravens.
This is a spicy game.
This feel like Bengals fans should be in here picking their Bengals at a little higher percentage.
Yeah, have a little faith. You're 4-2.
Surprise! The Bengals are kind of a surprise team this year, I think.
They are. I think they really took care of Detroit in Detroit, where Baltimore didn't. So you have to take that into account. Joe Burrow, I think he's the only quarterback who's thrown multiple touchdowns in every game this season.
Yep.
He might not be the only one, but he is one of them. So I don't know. Like I could be talked into the Bengals here, but I think the smart play would obviously be to take the Ravens.
Yeah, the Bengals are allowing just 18.5 points per game, which is right now 5th best in the league. So the surprise isn't that Joe Burrow's playing well or that even that Jamar Chase is playing well. They get a solid run game out of Joe Mixon. It's not their defense is keeping games close for them to win.
Yeah.
But like you and I both believe the Ravens might be the best team in the NFL. They're in that conversation right now, and they're getting better every week because they can beat you so many ways. So we'll take the Ravens. The caveat being we won't be surprised if Cincy wins.
Yeah, which is worth half a pick or half a win.
Yep.
If they if they pull it off.
All right. Eagles, Raiders, just 15% taking the Eagles, who just played the Buccaneers very close. Very close for Philly. Philly is not a good team, but they're kind of a scrappy team, I guess.
They're scrappy. Do they get Dallas Goedert back?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think that changes it. I'm going to take the Raiders.
Yeah, I think until Nick Sirianni dials in how to call a game offensively, don't love the Eagles. They lose Ertz, who's going to Arizona. And they're keeping Minshew on the bench.
Keeping Minshew on ice. Don't like it.
All right. The most lopsided pick of the week. Rams
99-1 pick distributions here.
Yeah. The Stafford revenge game, right? You got his old team coming to LA. Jared Goff returning to his old team. Goff hasn't been horrible this year. It's kind of
Dan Campbell called him out after the last game.
Yep. Said he did and didn't. He's like, I can't judge one way or the other, but I will say I need more from him. I will say he's got to be better. Like if my quarterback was just good, we would be winning games.
That's fair. It's a fair assumption to make.
I feel like Sean McVay and the defense going to have a nice game plan for Jared Goff.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I know he's the offensive guy. I'm just saying he's going to tell the defense what they need to do to beat Goff. Okay, to beat Goff.
I think the strategy to beat Goff in this game is to, not have Sean McVay in his helmet telling him what to do before the play.
Yeah. And we know Dan Campbell's just screaming obscenities into the helmet throughout the course of the game.
Weeping into the radio.
Yes. We like the Rams as well. Cooper Kupp might have, I don't know, 200 receiving yards.
Yeah, white Jerry Rice.
Oh, I was thinking we like Cooper Kupp's turning into Megatron basically for Matthew Stafford. Like it's his target, but he's not Megatron. Is there like a small transformer out there?
Ooh, you're probably asking the wrong guy, but what do you have the Decepticons? They're evil, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Maybe if there's like a scrappy lunch pail kind of transformer.
Maybe we'll just call him Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Or Megan Fox.
Shia LaBeouf.
He's Shia. Yes. That's his new nickname. Okay. Texans, Cardinals. We're taking the Cardinals. That's an easy pick. Davis Mills will probably play better this week. He's starting to hit the every other week trajectory. I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about the Texans right now because
how could one bring themselves to watch more than, a red zone amount of Texans football this year?
Basically, if you're a Cardinals fan, you expect the win, and you're sort of just like, how are they going to use Zach Ertz in this lineup now? We've got, like, I made a joke that the cardiac Cardinals now have a quadruple bypassing attack, but really it's
like quintuple.
It's good. It's a really good joke, but they got 5 weapons in the air, but your heart doesn't have a 5th valve. So
no,
it doesn't work because you got Ertz, you got Kirk, you got Rondale Moore, you got Hopkins, and you got AJ Green. Like they are becoming a very legit Super Bowl contender right now. And my only hope is that when they get to the playoffs, they can beat the Buccaneers if they play them.
Yeah, the Cardinals still strike me as a team that's probably going to like lose in the divisional round
or the first round.
Yeah. But they're going to beat the Texans.
All right. Bears Bucks.
Yeah, I'll take the Buccaneers here.
Okay. Yeah, right now, like the Bears passing offense, I believe is the worst in the NFL.
But the Broncos should have taken Justin Fields.
I had to add Justin Fields to one of those fantasy depleted teams. It was between him and Jimmy Garoppolo. And Garoppolo's supposed to start this week. And I was like, maybe Justin Fields makes up fantasy points with some rushing yards or something. I think at the end of the day, Garoppolo will have a better fantasy performance. But I had to make a decision. So I went with Fields, even though it says all the stats say don't. So that leads us to Colts, Niners.
Colts, this is the Sunday night game. Interesting.
Yeah. Colts starting to figure it out, I feel like. Wentz played very well last week. The Colts lost their who'd they lose? Their safety?
Yeah, Julian Blackmon tore his Achilles in practice.
Yeah.
That's tough. Tough break.
Yeah, that was today too. For a team that's, felt like it's starting to get it together. Just a good player you lose on the back end of your defense. It's rough. I think Garoppolo's starting.
I don't think it matters to me. I think I'd take the Colts either way.
Cool. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with it, mostly because I want to see something interesting happen in the AFC South. And the 49ers, they're just it ain't their year.
No, it doesn't seem like most of their years under Kyle Shanahan appear not to be their year. But
not necessarily
point that out
to any fault of his, but
yeah.
Last year they were in the same boat as the Broncos with injuries. This year their injuries have cost them. If Jimmy G's healthy, though, it's like just keep rolling with Trey Lance. Like, what do you have to gain at this point by playing Garoppolo?
Yeah, I mean, the NFC West, to me, it's like it's just a 2-horse race. And I don't think the 49ers are going to get involved in that. I'd play Trey Lance.
All right. Final game. Geno Smith and the Seahawks at home Monday night, taking on Jameis Winston and the Saints. 76% of the people are taking New Orleans to beat the Seahawks. I have to agree. I think the Saints win this game. The Seahawks, without Russell Wilson.
Yeah, a tough team to watch.
No offense, Geno, but
it is weird that the Seahawks got 3 primetime games in a row.
That is kind of crazy.
Like right when their quarterback goes out too. It feels like that happens a lot sometimes. Like I remember Aaron Rodgers got hurt and then we had to watch the Brett Hundley Packers like 5 weeks straight. We just got to be able to flex these things. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's the flex. When does the flex start? Like,
I don't think it starts till like week 11 or something.
Yeah.
And it's only Sunday Night Football. You can't flex Monday, which is.
I do want to say, Seattle, they don't have Russell Wilson. Chris Carson went down. I felt like Alex Collins has done a decent job in place of Chris Carson. But the Saints have, just a pretty solid defense. So, I think Seattle needs to run the ball effectively to have a chance in this game. And I don't see that happening, really. So
yeah, I mean, this one's it's just a weird game that I certainly wouldn't bet on, just because of the bizarre, quarterbacks playing in this one. But yeah, give me the Saints. They're a better team outside of the quarterback too. So,
yeah, I mean, the Saints win, then they're sitting at 4-2. Just a game behind Tampa. Could win that division, possibly still. I don't foresee it. But there's so many division games at the end of the season. As long as you stay close, you've got a chance. But that's it for Week 7 and our picks. If the Broncos win, Will and I will do a pod to recap that on Friday. If they lose, then we'll probably just podcast on Sunday night as usual, kind of give you our thoughts on the weekend. But we're assuming that if the Broncos lose to the Browns and the Browns have all of those injuries, nobody wants to fucking listen to how doomed the Broncos season is.
Yeah, and we don't want to talk about it either.
No, we need some time to clear our head. So we maybe we'll be back tomorrow, Friday afternoon.
Yeah, hopefully.
If not, Sunday as normal. Make sure you follow Will on Twitter at Guillermo Yaves. That's Will Keys in Spanish, in case you didn't know.
That's right.
And of course, good night.
John Elway only had one ACL.
And good luck.